What is up, world? It's your boy, a guy named Ty, reporting live from the MITM podcast. And today we're going to talk about 13 steps to thinking to grow rich. Run the intro.
Caught up in them bright lights, lusting for shiny things that's golden. Everything ain't always what it seems, let it soak in. Chasing my dreams, coming apart at my seams. Best believe that the money is the motive.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the MITM podcast, the world's greatest podcast on fitness, finance, lifestyle, mindset, and everything in between. And today I want to share with you guys a little smidgerino, a little bit about the 13 principles of thinking and growing rich. Now, you guys may or may not know of Napoleon Hill, but he's an absolutely amazing individual. I love his work. I love what he stands for. I love what he talks about. And Think and Grow Rich is one of the first books that my mentor told me to read back when I was 16 so I can develop my mind to becoming rich AF. So, without any further ado, let's just hop into it. Principle number 1 is desire. Okay? Now, desire is the impetus that drives thought and action. The desire for self-preservation is the strongest. We naturally hunger and thirst and will stop at nothing to satisfy those cravings. The desire to win drives competition. The desire for a better life drives innovation. The desire for cannoli drives us to the nearest Italian restaurant. Unfortunately, many of us are led to believe that desires are the root of all evil. Often, we're encouraged to keep our desires in check. Some people even go so far as to try and snuff out our desires with their negative, defeatist attitude, telling us we can't achieve a dream because we're not smart enough, or talented enough, or rich enough, or that it's simply impossible. Certainly desire can be negative. For example, if we're driven by an all-consuming desire for drugs, sex, power, money, or revenge, we're on the fast track to self-destruction. But desire for health, for wealth, and self-fulfillment is the driving force behind all we accomplish in life. To think, live, and grow rich, we must first fuel the flames of our dreams, of our desires. Our desire must be strong enough to sustain us even when the going gets tough. When all else seems to fail and life seems like it's just trying to trip you left, right, and center, they want to see you drown. I have a song called Drowned that I wrote on the Love Lost project a while back. And the chorus is, she wanted now all day, yeah, to see me drowned in all ways. And the crazy thing about those lyrics for me is like, man, some people really want to see you fail. They want to see you drown. They want to see you struggling. They want to see your dreams absolutely crushed. And we don't let those people get any satisfaction. No, hell no. They're not getting an inkling of satisfaction from us. I'll tell you that much. Principle number 2 is faith. Now, faith is a certainty or the absence of doubt that you'll get when what you desire is a done deal. Okay? Because that's how the universe works. Napoleon Hill calls faith an external elixir, which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. It transforms desire and thought into determination and engages the metaphysical force, infinite intelligence, which does whatever necessary to bring a desire or an idea to fruition. Doubt undermines certainty or certitude. Any doubt that you'll get what you want weakens your desire, your resolve, the metaphysical force that brings desire to fruition. Purge this from your vocabulary. Purge words and phrases like can't, maybe, I'll try my best, impossible, and not likely. All of which express doubt in the desired outcome. Okay. Principle number 3 is autosuggestion, or what I like to call ethical brainwashing. I know I talked about this in a previous episode, and we have our MITM auto-suggestion podcast. So y'all know that I love me a little bit of brainwashing. Gotta clean your brain, baby. But principle number 3 is auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is also sometimes called self-suggestion. It's a tool used to eliminate doubt and transfer desire from the conscious to the subconscious mind. Think of it in terms of self-talk going on in your brain throughout the day. What are you telling yourself throughout the day? That you're not good enough, smart enough, talented enough, or beautiful enough to get what you want? That your desires, or that you're destined to be poor? That you're sick or out of shape? If so, it's time to change your messaging. Our self-talk is the product of what we've been taught and led to believe over the course of our lives. And it's often self-defeating. If you believe that money is the root of all evil, or I earn barely enough to get by, you're weakening your resolve towards abundance and prosperity. Self-talk starts in our conscious, thinking mind. But if we repeat a certain phrase long enough, we can replace old beliefs with new ones, positive ones. Now, Napoleon Hill calls this process autosuggestion. The subconscious is fertile, creative aspect of the mind that brings desires to fruition. It does whatever it's told according to what you believe. Autosuggestion is a process by which you use your conscious mind to delegate tasks to your subconscious mind, to eliminate doubt and get your subconscious mind working for you instead of against you. Lose the negative self-talk and repeat positive affirmations throughout the day. In general, start thinking about things in your life as you want them to be instead of as you currently perceive them to be. So that's principle number 3. Principle number 4 is specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge is practical knowledge. It serves a purpose, as opposed to general knowledge of facts and principles. For examples, mathematics is general knowledge, which can become specialized knowledge when we use this for statistical or financial analysis. To design a skyscraper, to create a machine learning algorithm, or to perform the complex calculations needed to put a land rover on Mars. When organized and intelligently directed through a plan of action, specialized knowledge delivers the desired outcomes. The good news is that you don't need to possess specialized knowledge yourself to think, live, and grow rich. You can acquire specialized knowledge through education or by collaboration with others who already have the requisite knowledge. All you need is an idea or a vision, the determination to bring it into fruition, and the ability to organize knowledge in order to meet your objective. One thing about this that I absolutely love, this is like tapping into that book, Who Not How, that I rave about, and I tell everyone, you need to read this book because it's not just your knowledge that is being used. When you build out an amazing team, all of their knowledge is being used, okay? All of their skills are being used. And, because, hey man, no man is an island. You can't do it all by yourself. So if you don't have the knowledge, just find the person with the knowledge and get them to do what you want. Make sure your vision is clear. Okay, principle number 5, imagination. Imagination is the workshop of the mind. One of the most famous Napoleon Hill quotes. Oh yeah, and this is my favorite quotes. You guys hear me say this all the time. This is written on my walls. This is written on my desk. Heck, I was gonna get a tattoo of this, but I'm like, that's kind of much. But whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Automobiles, planes, computers, smartphones, you name it. Anything created by human beings is an idea in someone's mind. To get what you want, start with an idea. The ability to use your imagination to picture in your mind what you want starts the process of creation. What you want can be anything, from a cottage on the beach to a job that lights you up every morning. Go ahead and dream big and have complete certitude that whatever you imagine can be materialized in the real world. Oh, that gives me goosebumps. I love that idea so much, and it's so true. Now, for imagination, I would say Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself is an amazing book to utilize many of these first 5 tips to thinking and growing rich, so that, it literally reprograms your brain to be a different human being to actually get what you want out of life. All right, principle number 6, organized planning. Organized planning, which is a product of the imagination, crystallizes desire into action. Everything we create is driven by desire. formulated into an idea in the imagination, then transformed from abstract to concrete thought through organized planning. Planning involves acquiring and directing the resources, including human resources, needed to bring an idea to fruition. When you decide to take a road trip, for the first thing you do is input your location and destination into your Maps app to figure out how you get from point A to B. Having a well-defined defined plan of how to achieve your goals is just as important as knowing what roads to take on your trip. But planning for a road trip doesn't necessarily end with that first search. As you drive, your Maps app changes course en route. You go around traffic jams and get back on track when you miss an exit or take a wrong turn. Likewise, you may need to revisit your plan and make adjustments when conditions change or you reach a dead end on your way to getting what you want. Note that organized planning does not necessarily require a lot of time and energy. You don't need to rack your brain. In fact, Napoleon Hill cautions against being overly rational because your conscious mind can get in the way of your more creative subconscious mind, and it's developing a plan. Command your subconscious to come up with the strategy to be receptive when it presents that strategy to you. Don't overthink it. So just going out, making the plan, and follow your plan. Shift it when necessary. You got to be able to go with the flow sometimes. And you'll find that you actually get more things done when you go with the flow. And you got to pivot. You got to bob and weave, baby. You got to know how to move around, And I know we talked about this the other day. So it's kind of cool that this is actually one of the things they talk about with planning. All right. Principle number 7, decision. Decision is the choice made after considering the options. Successful people are quick to decide and slow to change their minds. Unsuccessful people are slow to decide and quick to change their minds, or they simply don't decide. They procrastinate. When we're not deciding, someone else is deciding for us, and that's no fun. We're not living our lives. Others are controlling us. We're at the mercy of our circumstances. When we're calling the shots, we're in charge. We're creating our own circumstances. Now that is living. Sure, to some extent, circumstances impact our ability to achieve our dreams, but our minds, working in tandem with the infinite intelligence, which is accessible to all of us, can overcome any challenges possessed by our circumstances. Note that merely wanting something is not enough. Everyone wants more money, a nice place to live, a rewarding job or rewarding work, and amazing friends. But when you have only a wish, you can't tap into the storehouse of power available through the metaphysical universe. People without a clearly defined purpose and a plan tend to procrastinate. They put their dreams on the back burner while they focus on living within their present, with their perceived limitations. Now, instead of merely wishing for something, set a target, whether it's $100,000 per year, enough money and free time to spend 2 weeks in Bahamas, or whatever it is you want, then commit to reaching that goal. Decision implies action. Sometimes the action requires a little more than asking, but expressing our desires. But it usually requires some planning, some execution. We're usually not going to get what we want merely by sitting around and wishing for it. Man, decision is it's one of the biggest ones for me, especially because I used to work at the federal court. I think I told you guys this before. Hold on one sec. Yeah, I used to work at the federal court, and I hated my life there. I hated that place, and I made a decision that I'm never going back. I quit my job and opened my gym. And I opened my gym, and with my girlfriend at the time, we ran one course. We did $500 in an hour. I was like, holy shit, this is cool. Then we did $10,000 in a month, 2 months back to back during COVID. I'm like, whoa, this really works. Now circumstances changed, and it felt like my gym dreams and my fitness dreams and the decisions I make was getting pulled from me. My purpose was getting taken away. But I just pivoted, created something new. Because MITM has always been in my heart, fitness, finance, lifestyle. This is why people say, Ty, why do you do so many things? How are you able to do so many things? What? You're an artist, you're an entrepreneur, you're a creative, you're this, you're that, and you're successful in many of these lanes? How, bro? Well, it's because of principle number 8. Okay. And principle number 8 is persistence. Persistence is, oh, and here's the thing. I'm a Taurus. I used to be called stubborn. And I realized that this was my superpower. Because I'm so stubborn, I'm persistent. I will not stop until I get to my goal. And if anyone tries to stop me from getting to my goal, I will find another way to get to my goal. Because at the end of the day, my main mission in life is to have freedom, is to have the option to live on my terms and do what I want, when I want, with who I want, how I want. So, principle number 8 is persistence. Persistence is striving in the face of adversity or failure. Like a roller coaster ride, we all have ups and downs. Some days we're flying high, other days not so much. The easiest and most common thing to do when faced with difficulty is a temporary setback or rejection is to quit, to accept defeat. Turn on the TV and binge watch our favorite series. Those who succeed never give up. When they encounter adversity or failure, they regroup, double down, and persevere. Some businesses even have a culture of persistence that embraces failure. They're committed to failing fast and frequently to continuously learn and improve their products and services. Take the same approach in your life. Embrace adversity and failure as learning opportunities. Adjust your plan accordingly. Continue to strive, keeping your mind focused on the prize. Remember that persistence is a state of mind which can be changed. To develop persistence, make the following steps a deeply ingrained habit. So number 1, start with a purpose backed by a burning desire for its fulfillment. Number 2, create a defined plan that calls for continuous action. Number 3, close your mind tightly against all negative or discouraging influences, especially those from friends, relatives, and acquaintances. Number 4, forge friendly alliances with one or more people who encourage you and help you to follow through with your plan and purpose. There was a story that I used to talk about saying that the mind is a garden, and what you choose, what seeds you allow to plant in your mind will determine your future. Yeah. This is what we're talking about over here, baby. Principle number 9. Power of the mastermind. The power of the mastermind is the creative force formed by collective conscious and subconscious minds working together to achieve a shared goal. If you've ever heard the expression, 2 heads are better than 1, that's sort of what the power of the mastermind is all about. Now add the metaphysical mind, infinite intelligence to the group. When 2 or more people are join their talent, knowledge, and effort harmoniously to achieve a definite purpose, it's almost as though a third mind enters the room, one with more wisdom and experience than that of all the members of the group combined. Almost all great achievements is the result of a team of dedicated individuals working together, inspired and driven by the power of the mastermind. Even the name mastermind is pretty dope. Like the mastermind, like that sounds amazing. Now, Napoleon Hill defines power as organized and intelligently directed knowledge. Ooh. Power, let me read that again. Napoleon Hill defines power as organized and intelligently directed knowledge. Amazing. To achieve any worthy goal, we must have power sufficient to enable us to transmute desire into its real-world form. The knowledge required comes from 3 sources: infinite intelligence, accumulated experience, and experimentation and research. The organization required comes from you and other members of your mastermind group. Principle number 10, the mystery of transmutation. Transmutation refers to the redirection of positive emotional energy to drive imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creativity. Hill names the 10 most powerful mind stimuli, a couple of which are potentially harmful. Number 1, passion. Number 2, love. Number 3, desire for fame and power or wealth. Number 4, music. Number 5, friendship. Number 6, mastermind collaboration. Number 7, mutual suffering, as is experienced when people are oppressed or persecuted. Number 8, autosuggestion. Number 9, fear. And number 10, narcotics and alcohol. The point here is that strong emotions are powerful enough to impact real-world outcomes, to make things happen. People who get what they want in life have discovered how to use this powerful driving force to their advantage. For example, although fear is generally seen as disadvantageous because it can make us afraid to take chances, it can be a powerful force to motivate action and inspire creative change. We currently are seeing how fear of global warming and climate change are driving innovations in energy, travel, agriculture, and industry, and conservation. A strong case can be made against including narcotics and alcohol to the list. First, they're not mind stimulates, they're the opposites, depressants. Second, they're addictive, and they're harmful when used in excess. Hill probably included them because they impair the rational logical mind so that more innovative subconscious mind can operate more freely. He uses examples of several authors who wrote great works while intoxicated. However, he's careful to point out that many such men have destroyed themselves in the process. You'd be wise to scratch number 10 off the list and stick with the first 9. Okay, wait. Before I continue, as a musician and an artist, I used to make almost all of my music definitely under the influence of one psychedelic or another, because that's just the kind of music I made. I used to smoke copious amounts of weed. Like, I had a vaporizer next to my bed, wake and bake. I had a bud bomb around my neck with 2 grams of weed in it at all times. I was always high, always creative. Made such great music, thought up of things that made no sense, but then made sense when you put it into a song. I was also, when I went to write my first financial literacy program, I was drinking. And I would sit down and I'd have 1 or 2 cans of cider, and I would drink my cider and write, drink my cider and write. And the words would just flow out of me. The ideas just flowed out of me, and nothing could stop me from writing and creating. Now, I don't necessarily need that anymore. I stopped smoking. I'm pretty much stopped drinking. And my creative process doesn't rely on that anymore. Okay? So I've experienced number 10, and it's pretty useful, but now I no longer need it as a crutch. I'm able to tap into something deeper. Anywho, let me continue. Certain emotions evoke a mental state that brings us into union with the infinite intelligence, the force that creates everything in the universe. Every feeling has a vibration, and for you to come into harmony with infinite intelligence, your mind needs to tune to the same frequency as what you want to receive. This means that if you want infinite intelligence to give you more money, start feeling prosperous. Use powerful positive emotions to make your mind oscillate on a higher frequency so that you can be in a position to ask for and receive what you really want. Now beware. Negative emotions such as anger, greed, and envy can draw undesirable outcomes into your life. Anger destroys the harmony needed for successful collaboration. Greed drives the acquisition of wealth, which restricts the flow of money and energy. And envy is a feeling of lack that contradicts any belief in prosperity. That is crazy. No, actually, I'll share that story with you guys another day. But I know that I've said things out of anger. And for some reason, anytime I'm really angry, really upset, and you say something, your whole body's charged up with that energy, and you yell it, the thing that you say often happens. And the time frame that it happens in is such a short time frame. Whereas when you say something good, something excited, something you're grateful for, and you say that thing, well, life has been changing a lot. So I think the vibration I've been on has been very different, where now I say something positive and it's closer to happening than not. But it used to be that when you say something negative, it happens like it's just there. It's like, what? Every time I say something good, blah, 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 blah. But when I say something bad. It's because anger has a certain charge to it, guys. We're subconsciously tapping into the ether. Okay. Oh, that's crazy. Principle number 11, the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the power center of mental activity. It monitors and directs every vital body function taking place in your body and brain. Always on the job, the subconscious mind processes energy, matter, and thought, and it transforms it into living tissue to maintain life. The subconscious mind is also a part of the mind that transmutes ideas, plans, dreams, and desires into their material form. When you visualize abundance and feel prosperous, your subconscious is a part of your mind that draws on the force of infinite intelligence and manifests abundance for you. It works in concert with infinite intelligence to bring any plan or thought implanted in it to fruition. You can use your conscious mind to implant thoughts and plans into your subconscious mind through the practice of autosuggestion. The subconscious acts first on dominating desires that are charged with strong emotion. So the first thing it's going to go in and do is like, oh, you feel strongly about this? Let me give you this. Let me give you that. Principle number 12, the brain. Napoleon Hill likens the brain to a radio and I've been saying this and I wasn't sure where I was getting it from. It's so crazy. I'm like, guys, your thoughts aren't yours. They're just floating around in the air, and whatever you're attuned to, it pulls you in. But I've been brainwashing myself with Think and Grow Rich. I did it for a year and a half where I just played the books all the time when I'm working, when I'm sleeping, when I'm doing whatever. So some of these are just ingrained and I forgot that they're a part of me now. But principle number 12, the brain. Napoleon Hill likens the brain to a radio and describes it as a broadcasting and receiving station for thought. Like a radio, your brain operates at specific frequencies. These frequencies are emotions like love, hate, confidence, fear, hope, despair, and so many more. Thoughts can be communicated only when the transmitter and receiver are set to the same frequency. If you desire wealth, you must adopt a mindset of abundance and prosperity. If you're seeking a loving relationship, your brain must be tuned to goodwill towards others. Whatever you desire, your emotions must be tuned to that frequency. If your brain is set to a frequency of despair, then you only attract despair. If your brain is tuned to anger, you'll draw that into your life. But when you set your brain to a frequency of love, of purpose, of prosperity, then you'll naturally manifest those things. When we stimulate our minds, usually by mixing thought with emotion, we turn our minds to higher frequencies, improving our abilities to plant thoughts in our subconscious minds, receive inspiration from infinite intelligence, and communicate implicitly with others. When we release a thought, it spreads in every direction and establishes itself permanently in our subconscious mind. So amazing. Now, last but not least, we have principle 13, the sixth sense. Now, the sixth sense is where the entire philosophy of Think and Grow Rich culminates. Achieving a complete understanding of the other 12 principles prepares you to receive guidance and assistance from the infallible source of creativity, namely infinite intelligence. When you're receiving guidance from this source, you develop a sixth sense that guides you with unerring accuracy to take steps needed to manifest your desires. Napoleon Hill introduced the idea of a secret in the Think and Grow Rich. Oh, time to wake up the puppies. Napoleon Hill introduces the idea of a secret in Think and Grow Rich that once discovered and applied will literally sweep flowers of this system into success. It's followers, not flowers. Sorry, guys. If you follow Hill's guidance and practice daily, you'll eventually develop a sixth sense and unlock the secret to health, wealth, happiness, and self-fulfillment. And that's pretty much it. Those are the 13 principles to thinking and growing Rich. Now, if you guys haven't picked up this book, I would strongly suggest that you check it out. But more specifically, you should check out the Think and Grow Rich journal. Okay? This journal actually has things for you to do daily to reach your goals. They have from goal 1 to goal, I think they have 25 goals in here that actually help you take everything that's inside of Think and Grow Rich and make it tangible, make it acceptable, accessible, and help make sure that you can be successful with it. So that's pretty much it for today. I think this is one of our longest podcast episodes, guys. But thank you so much for sticking with me through it, making it to the end. I hope that you have a powerful day. I hope that you learned a lot about Think and Grow Rich. And tomorrow, we're going back to infinite banking. I know I said that a couple episodes ago, and I've been giving you guys a couple random ones, but we had some work to do. So we're right back to infinite banking, and I know that you guys are going to get an absolute ton of value from this. So with that being said, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Give 'em that creme de la creme whenever I